Hey everyone, Vinny here with G Level. Welcome back. So I wanted to give you the weekly update and kind of talk about some changes to G Level. So first for the weekly update, as you all know, dancing and my body fat were my two main focuses this past week. So I do have a couple videos of me dancing. So I'm gonna show those real quick.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do something with your hands, bro.
Last step, go slide, 2, slide, 4, slide, 6, slide, 8. Perfect. Let's do that one.
And so this was at my friend Miami's house, and we were up until 2 a.m. Recording me dancing. So you'll see me dancing to Justin Timberlake, Can't Stop the Feeling, and then also trying to do the Cupid Shuffle. And also you'll see me at my house trying 3 simple dance moves. I'll actually attach the video in that description as well. And randomly you'll see Ella's face when she is watching me dance, judging me hardcore, I feel like. But she loves me, so probably not. So very nervous about those videos. It felt very awkward and uncomfortable with him recording me doing those videos and actually doing them. So I, however, did set a goal to dance on Halloween, and didn't matter where. I just had to dance somewhere outside in front of people. And I'm very happy to say that on Halloween, me and Miami went out in Lake Mary area, and I actually was able to dance with somebody on Halloween. So very excited about that. It was amazing. It felt great to actually do it and not really, not really get caught up in my head and caught up in my judgment of myself or fear or worry. So it was a great night and super excited about that. I'm going to continue though. I do want to take dance lessons, get better, and continue to grow. It wasn't just about dancing in public one time. It was about a certain level of comfort, and I feel like this is just the beginning for me. However, I'm very excited that I actually finally achieved that, because that is something that it's been a long time coming that I've wanted to do. So wanted to share that. Super excited. Next, to recap you on the my naked scale, my goal is to be under 23% body fat, and I took my scan this morning. It is 5:30 in the morning. Just finished my run with Ella, and my body fat actually went up to 24% from 23.8. And if you notice and I'm gonna show you that real quick, but if my lean mass actually went down and my fat mass went up, even though my weight dropped. So I kind of tweaked my shoulder a little bit last week, so I've been holding off on actually working out in the morning. I've been waking up and jogging a mile with Ella every day. So it still feels good. I was able to, felt like at softball Sunday, I wasn't getting tired as much. I wasn't getting winded as much. I was able to run faster for longer periods of time. So actually pretty excited, because normally when I hurt my shoulder or when something happens, I'm kind of upset about it. I'm down, but I feel like this happened for a reason, and it's actually helping me stay on track and stay where I want to be. Because I am actually training for a Tough Mudder in December. So it worked out, and hopefully my shoulder though will be 100% or at least close enough this week, and I'm going to get back in the gym and get back weight training to really attack that body fat percentage. So I did also want to talk about G Level coming up. So I did make some changes to G Level. As you all know, this is a fairly new channel, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying to make it the best possible, and I love the feedback. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people, so I want to apply that, and I want to make it as clear as possible what G Level is about. And before G Level, I kind of introduced it with setting weekly goals and hitting those goals for a week. And then I realized that the goals I was setting for the week aren't really my goals. They're actions that I need to take to get to my goals, but they're not the actual goals themselves. So what I found happening is I didn't have, after the first week, that same intensity going into like the second week of waking up at 4:30, exercising 5 times a week. It was never really about those goals. It was, I want to wake up early because I want to win the morning. I want to accomplish a lot in the morning, and I also want to work out in the morning because I do want to drop my body fat percentage. I do want to adjust my body to where I'm comfortable with it. So G Level is actually, it should be about something more impactful, more meaningful, and that's kind of what I switched up. So I took away all my G Level points, all my power ups, or whatever they're gonna be called here. But so I went back down to a G Level 0 because I want to do it the right way, and honestly, I want to make it worth it. So the new thing is that G Level, make it worth it. That's what I want to do. So that's why the body fat percentage to get under 23%. That is one of my goals right now. The dancing in public, that was a goal because that was a big fear that I've always had. And I think a lot of what's about to come is going to be my fears and things that I procrastinated on for a very long time, or just kind of, never got around to do, or always said I wanted to do, but just never took the actual actions and steps to make it happen or to even get it started. And that is what I feel is impactful to me. So I will say, with dancing in public for the first time, I do feel like that was an accomplishment. That was a goal I set that I reached. So that will bring me to a G Level 1. So as of right now, I'm a G Level 1. And my next goal is still to bring my body fat percentage under 23%. That is very important to me. So that is the next goal that I'm going to tackle. And also, another goal is to go to a meetup group. I'm a part of Meetup, and I see a lot of groups and a lot of things that I'm interested in. I'm like, man, I really want to meet, people that are kind of like-minded, that have similar interests. But at the same time, I'm very nervous to go out and just meet random people, to be in a group setting, without knowing anybody. And I make a lot of excuses when I see a meetup group that I want to go to, and I'm like, man, I should go to that. And then I just start with a bunch of excuses why I shouldn't go to it, why, it's the time, the day, and the excuses are what's stopping me from reaching my goals and from doing things that are impactful to me. So that is going to be another one of my goals. So right now, I'm going to continue dancing, because it wasn't just to do it one time. It was to be good at it and be confident at it. And I'm going to continue working to get my body fat percentage down under 23%. And I'm going to go to a meetup group by myself. So I don't want to rely on anybody else to go with me. I want to be able to do this by myself and feel confident and feel comfortable. And I'm sure I will not the first time, but the more I do it, the better I'll feel. And I'm sure when I get out there and start talking to people and realize, wow, this isn't as bad as I thought it was. So those are what I'm focused on now. I, of course, have other goals as well, but I don't want to overwhelm myself. I'm still working on cooking a meal. I actually cook meals, just not from a cookbook, just not something that is as well balanced as I would like. I kind of just throw things together. I want to cook something that's more well balanced and start learning how to cook more things to make sure that I'm as healthy as possible and getting all the vitamins and nutrition that I need. So that is still, it's still a goal for me, and I'm getting there. I am getting there. Last thing I wanted to talk about is I kind of found myself this past weekend in a state of mind that I did not want to be in. And I know it's been happening kind of on and off for the past couple weeks, which, I mean, is normal. I go through, these not moods, but maybe moods, but just these emotional states to where I feel kind of down, or I feel like I'm not accomplishing enough, or I a lot of times I don't even know what my goals are, and unless they're written down, unless it's something that's meaningful, I'll lose sight of them and just kind of start drifting away again. So I found myself in one of those emotional states, and I wanted to kind of share with you guys what I do a lot of times when I find myself in those states. Meditation is great, and I love the fact that I can sit down and think, okay, what do I really want, and almost visualize it in my head to make sure like I see myself doing it, and I'm excited, I'm happy, and it's worthwhile and meaningful to me. But sometimes I'll just spend time meditating on kind of that negative frequency, or in that emotional state that I don't want to be in. So I'll see my thoughts kind of drifting real negative, or about things that may used to give me anxiety, and may kind of trigger some type of bad memories or thoughts, and I want to get rid of those as soon as possible. What I do, or what I did this past weekend, is I remembered a video by Inky Johnson, and he's a motivational speaker, and he basically starts the video off, and I'm going to attach the video here, and he actually starts off and he talks about how when he talks to a group of kids, and he says to them, hey, what does Nike stand for? And they're like, oh, it's easy, Inc, just do it. He's like, okay, well, what does Adidas stand for? And they're like, oh, that's easy, possible is nothing. And then he says, well, what do you stand for? And I remember that video because it was a very long time, and I would say most of my life up until I started doing G level, that I really had no idea what I stood for. I had very little thoughts that I felt like were my own. I kind of followed other people most of my life, or doubted myself and asked other people, well, what do you think? What do you think I should do? Where do you think we should go? I was very afraid to make decisions, to hear my thoughts, to listen to myself, to trust in myself. And the very first time that I heard him say that, it just kind of hit me somewhere, that I'm like, man, well, what do I stand for? Like, what are my values? What is it that I even want to accomplish? Like, what matters to me? And that's kind of one of the things that helped start G level, and honestly, that had me started probably earlier than I should have, because like I said, I'm still learning, I'm still making changes, I'm still getting feedback, but I didn't want to wait any longer. And after hearing that this past weekend, when I got in that emotional state I didn't want to be in, I went to that video and I listened to that video. And I know they say, a lot of people say that motivation is garbage, and it doesn't really work. I agree to that to an extent. I don't think that motivational videos are going to be what gets me to that next level, and I have to have some type of internal motivation in order to keep going, in order to push through these goals and push through what I'm trying to do. Because without that, that's when I get completely lost, off track, and then I don't go back to it. But for me, those motivational videos do remind me of why I'm doing it. They remind me of my internal motivation, and that video especially, because G level, it is what I stand for. I believe in it, and I know that when I was lost, and even now when I get lost and I get off my path, G level is what brings me back. So I wanted to share that video because it's just one of the processes I go to, and I really want to show you guys my processes, and really just track my journey as much as possible, to where I can look back and see what I did differently, and what I did to get out of where I was. So I did want to share that, and I'll share any other videos going forward. So I'll have a couple of videos attached in the description for things I talk about, or things that I actually do. So that is the update for this week. going into the next week, like I said, we're gonna tackle a few goals, So, and as of right now, I am at a G level 1 because I started over, and everything now going forward is gonna be something meaningful. If it's not meaningful, if it's something that's too easily attainable, it's not something that I'm going to give myself a G level for. So, thank you all for checking me out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. And until next time, you guys already know the question. What's your G level? Let's get this week.